Hey guys, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. I am standing, or actually kneeling, in front of a bucket full of ramps with some over here next to it. So these are 100 ramps I counted out, and there's about the same number in here, so about 200, and we planted just as many last night. So I ended up with 300 ramps, and was trading with a guy who was buying other plants off of me. So we are actually going to plant most of these. I'm trying to get ramps growing here, and what I'm looking for is a good leaf here. I'm looking for a bulb, and I'm looking for the roots here, which you can see these do have roots. I do have some in here that don't have roots. We're also going to take a couple of these and set them aside, the ones that are doing a little bit better leaf wise, and we'll go ahead and we'll cook those up. And actually we'll do two videos, so this will be the intro for both. So depending on the name, this will either be the planting of ramps or this will be the cooking of ramps. And I'll separate off after this point and go into detail as far as planting and cooking them. Okay, I put all the bulbs in the bucket here. We added some water about 3/4 of the way up, so all the bulbs are submersed, so that'll get them plenty hydrated. We'll give them a little while to soak, and then we'll go out and we'll plant them. They have been in the shade, they have been refrigerated or on ice and kept cool since we got them, so trying to protect them as much as we can before we plant them. We don't want to let them get too much sun, get too hot or anything else. They are a cool weather plant, and we'll get into the details in a little bit about of what these guys like with regards to growing. So let's cover some basics on ramps. Ramps are in the category of Allium Tricoccum, and it is a bulb-forming perennial with broad, smooth, light green leaves, and it often has a deep purple or burgundy tint on the lower stems, and you can see that on this one right here. So there's the bulb down this way with a good root system on it, and we have the burgundy stem, and you actually have burgundy veins running up the leaf here, and usually they have 2 leaves. So it has a scallion-like lower part, which you can see here, and a flower stalk often appears after the leaves have died back, and they'll usually hang out for about a month. So there's 2 different varieties. The Allium Tricoccum variety is Tricoccum, and then there's a Burdicky, and the Burdicky doesn't have the red here. It's mainly white, and the upper leaves are a little bit thin, but they are both considered ramps. So they are often the first vegetable to emerge in spring, and they like native woodlands to North America. They grow in the low mountain altitudes from South Carolina to Canada, and they show up in the Appalachian region of the mid-Atlantic and around the Great Lakes in early April. They're one of the first vegetables to emerge in the spring, and ramps only grow for a few weeks in the spring, but you can chop and freeze them for later use. They have about a 2 to 3 week growing season, and they can be foraged in the woods, bought at specialty markets or grocery stores and farmers markets. And ramps should be harvested in the spring when they are 5 to 7 years old after planting via seeds, or 3 to 5 years after planting the bulbs. And you'll know when they're ready and mature if the leaves reach 6 to 8 inches in height, which this one is about, although you probably can't tell on the video here. So the bulbs, the white lower leaf stalks, the burgundy right here, and the green leaves themselves, they are all edible. So the whole plant is edible. It is regarded as an early spring vegetable with a strong garlic-like odor, and the flavor is a combination of onions and strong garlic. They can be cooked in or with fried with potatoes in bacon fat, used in scrambled eggs, used in soups, pickled, raw, sauteed, roasted, grilled, and in salads. So as far as planting these, they are woodland plants, and they typically grow underneath deciduous trees where the soil is moist and well drained, and the lighting is perfect balance of shade to partial shade. They like shady and damp with well drained, acidic, calcium-rich soil. These are the same conditions favored by trialiums, trout lilies, and May-apples. So if you notice any of these in the area, it is a perfect area where the plants will thrive, and it should be a good habitat for them to grow. And it just so happens that I am standing here, not standing, but kneeling here next to May-apples. Let me try and move the shadow out of the way, and this is what a May-apple looks like. So we're planting in this area right here, and it has a good bit of sun right now because we don't have a whole lot of leaves on yet. So they are hardy in zones 3 to 7. I've seen some sites that say 4 to 7, so 3 or 4 to 7. I'm in zone 6 here, so I'm safe. pH of 6.8 to 7.2, although some places say a little more acidic than that. And you plant the bulbs 2 to 3 inches deep in early spring, just after the ground is thawed. And over time, the ramps will put out rhizomes, and the roots will send out roots laterally and propagate by themselves, as well as send out the seeds. So you can buy seeds and bulblets from rampfarm.com and from mountaingardensherbs.com. So I haven't gone to any of these places yet. They were just references online. Also, a lot of the information here, I want to give some credit. I got the information from modernfarmer.com. So I haven't checked out their whole website, but they have pretty good information on ramps. So they send up seed stalks sprouting in around June after the leaves have soaked up plenty of sunlight, and each seed might stand for a month or so, and then they drop the seeds, and the seeds can take a year or more to germinate. The seeds need to stratify, meaning that they have to overwinter in order for them to break dormancy. And as previously said, once the seeds are planted, they take 5 to 7 years to be fully mature. And once they do become mature, you can take anywhere from 5 to 10% of the population each year without causing too much major harm. They have been over harvested a lot in the area. So if you notice, I have a long screwdriver here. This is the best way I found to plant them. Let me switch hands here as I'm right-handed. And what I have found is you kind of, oops, I didn't even show that in the, there we go. So kind of stab it, and I go around and come up with a hole right here. And then I take my bulb and I put it in here, and if you'll notice, well, I can't see it too much, but the leaves are, or the roots are sticking up a little. So I push the roots down. So what I want is to see where it goes from the burgundy to the white. I want the white just underground, and the burgundy is where it comes out. And then I push the soil up against it. I firm it up good, and then I put lots of leaf litter around it and water it real well, and try to keep it watered until it goes. So as I said a few minutes ago, you should be planting these in early spring. I'm a little bit later in spring, so I hope that these take. I'm not sure if they will or not, but we will see here in another couple of years if I have a good field of them or not. So that is how you plant the bulbs. The seeds, just you put them on the surface, tamp them into the surface a little bit, and cover with lots of leaf litter, preferably in the fall time frame so they overwinter, unless you already have seeds that have been stratified. So that's it for this video. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a great day.